Hello there. I'm Rendar, and welcome to my channel. And very excited to bring you the more content that represents trans people in the Star Wars fandom. I'm extremely nervous. If you've seen some of my tweets recently, there are very powerful influencers that don't want me on the internet anymore. They're trying to intimidate me to get me off Twitter. They don't want me to start this YouTube channel. And despite being very fearful of them, I've uh I've continued to stay on Twitter and now I'm starting my channel because it's very important that I don't go away. And I'm here to represent the trans people in Star Wars. That's what I'm here to do. Represent the LGBTQ. Something that these people claim to represent, but they really don't. They really don't, based on how they treated me. I was outcasted by these people. It's just sickening what's happened to me. And we'll get all into that, as we settle in here. Hopefully we get some more people in here. I know this is a brand new channel. I posted the stream, and I don't know how much people will get, but surely people will watch it on the replay. This will be the first of many streams. It's very important that we start fighting back. So again, my name is Rendar. And this is my story. So I started streaming, or I started with the Star Wars fandom about, I think it was 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I got into the Star Wars fandom. And I met a lot of people along the way, some nicer than others. And recently, changed my name to Rendar. And then things really started taking off for me. I had quite a bit of Twitter followers. And I started getting introduced to people, mainly Kyle Katarn and some of his friends. And he's really tight with Star Wars Explained. And they're invited to Lucasfilm for all the events, and they got to meet Kathleen Kennedy, and that happens regularly for people like Kyle Katarn. And I got introduced to these people, and stuff just started taking off for me, and I didn't know how to handle it. I had a whole bunch of anxiety. On my page, I started making a lot of friends, and then I was talking to a lot of people, and there's a lot of misinformation going around about me. So to get that out of the way, they're calling me a catfish, accusing me of catfishing people. That a lot of the conversations I had with them was sexual in nature. And some of it's true, some of that's not true. Now, a lot of it, these people that I was interacting with, a lot of them were very into these sexual conversations. After I revealed myself to be trans, and they got really upset about that. Then they tried to backtrack and say that I was a predator of some sort. And that's just not true. It's not true at all. I was transgender. You know, it started out me being gender fluid. I was born a man. My name's Tim, and I was born a man. But I always felt that my gender was fluid. And it wasn't until a few years ago that I really started feeling more and more like a woman. And now, today, as I speak to you, I am a woman. And these friends that I made, these influencers, they claim to fight for people like me, but they really don't. They really don't, and they really enjoy these sexual conversations I'd have with them. Now, the big problem, I'm not entirely innocent. I did take photos from someone that wasn't me. And I've apologized for that. But I don't even think they know about it, and I've deleted everything. But these people, when they found out, they wanted to narc on me. They wanted to do all sorts of stuff and get me in trouble legally. And I was very upset as it was, and they just tried to make everything worse for me. And even after I told them I deleted everything, I felt great shame. But it was my gender fluidity and just my desire to be a woman, someone that everyone looked up to. It just overcame me, and I made bad decisions when it came to that. So I am guilty of taking the pictures, and I try to make up for it. I've deleted the pictures, and I'm pretty sure that she never knew about it. But that's not enough for these people. They wanted blood. They wanted me to, I guess, die. You know how many times I thought about ending my life because of them? And they fight for trans rights. It's despicable. Completely despicable. And then they tried to turn these conversations that I had with them that was sexual in nature, and they tried to make me come off as a predator. No, all these conversations I had, it was consensual. Maybe they thought I looked like someone else. But as far as the nature of the conversations went, they enjoyed themselves. So I had a whole bunch of conversations with Riley, Abby, and they all turned on me. Those bitches, they turned on me. And I thought we were good friends. So I was talking to them, and then it got to fairly recently, about a year ago, Kyle Katarn started replying a lot to my tweets. And I was a little excited because he's a cute guy. He's pretty cute, and he's got a big channel, and he's got ties to Lucasfilm, and I'm someone that I like talking about Star Wars in the fandom, but I do want to be famous. I do want to have a bigger channel. I mean, that'd be great. I kind of wanted to be a Star Wars influencer. And that's why I'm doing it now. And so when Kyle started replying a lot to my tweets, I knew who he was, and immediately he was just aggressive, which was fine. It was welcomed. And clearly he wanted to get to know me a little more. Eventually, the replies, which was, he got to be like, on all my tweets, he'd be replying. And then it got to him sending me DMs. And almost immediately, they got pretty steamy. Cause I think he's an attractive guy. And, I wanted to talk to him a lot, and he wanted to talk to me, and so that's what it was. That's what it was for a couple months. And he was aggressive. He wanted to meet up with me. He wanted to pay for a plane ticket for me. And as much as I wanted to continue talking with him, I knew I was a little hesitant because it was moving fast. And I feel more comfortable online than meeting up in person. And then obviously, when we meet up in person, he figures out that I'm a cis male. Things might not go, they might not go well. So I was scared. So whenever he brought up that he'd want me to come visit him, I just kept putting it off. And our messages, the text turned into sex. Photos were exchanged. And so I didn't send him much, but he did send me quite a bit, and pictures of his penis, and it's yeah, I mean, I don't want to get too graphic on it, but that's what happened. And so overall, I thought I thought it was it was a good time with him. I liked him, he liked me. And I don't know exactly where it was going, because it's not like he was the only person I was talking to. I was talking to a few other guys and girls, but I think he thought he was number one, like he was in line to be my next boyfriend or something, which maybe could have been the case. But for me, I like just being online and doing what I was doing. It was just happening very fast for me. And I didn't have much time to really think and process what's going on. It just, I was happy I was talking to him, but he wanted to progress things pretty quickly. And that takes us to where Pete Flexer of the SSW network, he contacted Kyle and Luis Julie, and then Kyle reached out to me and asked if I wanted to be in this video. With all the haters that don't like the Acolyte, and he wanted to know if I wanted to be in this video and speak out against it. The infamous There More of Us video, which is being deleted by everyone, unfortunately. And why did they delete it? Because of me. Which I just think is beyond transphobic. It's disgusting. So Kyle invited me, introduced me, we had a group chat, introduced me to everyone, and I felt like I was really making it. I felt I was really making it in this space, and I started to know some things very quickly about these people. Talking to Luis Julie, and Luis Julie was very nice to me. Extremely nice, and I thought she was someone I could trust. I had conversations with her, and she was very pro-trans, I thought. And she was someone that, after the video, I wanted to talk to a lot more. Maybe on a personal, maybe on a more intimate relationship. I don't know. I thought we had a connection. So very quickly, while I'm talking to these people, they just, the egos on them. They really think that everything they do is just very important, and that everyone should listen to them. And so I immediately picked up that they can't stand Star Wars Theory, who's got the most popular Star Wars channel. And they would always talk about how terrible he is and how much of a bigot he is and how they want him canceled. And yes, there are issues with him, but how much they talked about him was quite a bit. It was a lot. And in order to fit in with them and fit in with Kyle, I decided to call out Star Wars Theory for some stuff that was said that related to death threats, and I started to call him out on Twitter, and then that blew up right in my face. It completely blew up in my face. Everyone was blowing up my Twitter, calling me out, saying terrible things to me. I was scared. I was so scared. But after that, I realized that, I fell into this trap of these influencers. They target these large creators because they're jealous. They target these creators because they want the influence themselves. And if they could take them down a level, then maybe they can slide in. And they're just extremely arrogant people. And you think that they're LGBTQ friendly, but they're really not. They're really not. They only care about clout. And I was quickly learning this as I was associating with them. The day comes to do the video. I record my parts. I sent them in, and the video's put together. I thought it was a good video. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the video. But then they got called out because there wasn't enough diversity in the video. And I wasn't the one orchestrating it. Yes, I think there could have been a black female. There could have been more people of color in the video. But I think people they just targeted this video and they wanted to take it down, and I don't think was the biggest issue, but I can see why people were mad. And I apologize if people are upset with me that I was in that video. But to my defense, I just played a part in it. I didn't orchestrate anything. And I thought it sent a good message, and regardless if it didn't have much people of color. So when the video was taken down by everyone, that was giving me real bad anxiety. Real bad. And it got me really thinking about how I've never told anyone that I'm actually trans. And I've been having all these sexual conversations with everyone, and I figured that this was time to tell everyone, come clean about it. And I honestly, I was ashamed, but I didn't think they would act like this. I thought maybe I would take a break, a couple weeks, maybe a month. I'd apologize to them, and I thought we'd go back to being friends. I really did. And I admit that what I did was wrong. Taking the pictures and deceiving them. But they enjoyed the conversations they had with me. Whether it was sexual or not, they enjoyed talking with me. And I enjoyed talking with them. And I did feel that they were my friends. And I was really getting closer to Kyle. I was getting closer to Luis, Julie. They all turned on me. All of them. Addie, Riley, they're making such a big deal about it. And then Kyle, when I brought my Twitter back, Kyle was telling everyone to cast me out. I've been talking to him for the past couple of months, almost every day, and he's trying on me like this. And I just lost it. I had such a terrible time. It just that whole week or two, day after day, major anxiety attack after anxiety attack. It was just unbearable. And the thought of my friends completely turning on me, outcasting me for being trans. That's why they did it. How he was ashamed. That was a cis male. Ashamed that he was talking to me like that. And he didn't want people to know about it. And Louise Julie, it gets worse with her. I figured out that she was moving in on Kyle. And one of the reasons that she wanted me outcasted is because she was planning to put her moves on him and get in bed with him. And she did. She did. And I lost it. I had DMs with Louise Julie. I was so furious. I felt so betrayed. And just the connection I had with her, I thought I could trust her. And she just stabbed me right in the back. And then Kyle just betrayed me. And it gets really bad because it's not just, you don't really see much of what's going on Twitter. They all colluded with each other to outcast me and to intimidate me to get me off Twitter. And it's much worse than that. It's not just they want me off Twitter. I feel that I'm in danger. I'm scared to be streaming and to be starting my YouTube channel because of them. And they were supposed to be in my corner. They were supposed to be my friends, and they weren't. It just gets me really sad thinking about it. Yeah, I go from being scared to angry to scared to angry. Yeah, I wanted to start this channel a while ago, but I was just so scared and emotionally a wreck. But now I'm tired of running. I'm tired of being afraid. And I've only just wanted to put this behind me, but they just won't let it die. They won't. I begged them to just stop it. But they want me off the internet. And I told them I'm not going away. I'm going to be a voice for the trans community, for Star Wars. That's what I'm going to be. And they can't stop me. They're transphobic bigots. That's what they are. They should be congratulating me. And again, I made mistakes, and I've apologized for that. But they don't care. Because it's not about my mistakes. They know what I am. And they don't approve. I'm hesitant to tell you even more about what's going on behind the scenes. It just I fear that I'm in danger for talking about this. They have a lot of power. They know people. Once they see this stream, they're going to be talking in their inner circles, and they're going to be thinking, how can we get rid of her for good? Well, they can try, but I'm not going away. I'm going to fight for trans rights. And it's so hard when everyone has turned their back. I've thought about reaching out to them. Some people that their names weren't mentioned when outcasting me, I did reach out to one, and they completely ignored me. Hold on, I'm going to pull up that conversation. I sent a DM to Element 7 with Losing Diet of the Forest with Darth Chaco. This was the only person I reached out with. Their names weren't mentioned when it came to Kyle Katarn, Luis Julie, Tommy Stella, and all those people. And I thought maybe they might listen to me. Maybe they might give me a chance. So I sent a message. Hello there, I'm Ash. We recently collabed during the Acolyte. I was hoping we could collab again. There's been a lot of misinformation spread about me. I've been outcasted for coming out as trans. I'd like to be a positive force in the Star Wars fandom. I know your channel is very inclusive and can help set the record straight. Do you think I could be a guest in your podcast? No response to that. None. I was just heartbroken. So after that, I didn't reach out to anyone else. It's all these channels, it's all a lie. They're not inclusive. They don't care about gay rights, trans rights. It's all for clout. On this channel, it's not going to be about that. We are going to fight for trans rights, and anyone who feels outcasted should subscribe to the channel. We'll talk about Star Wars. And we'll have a good time. There's so much more I want to say about how much I can't stand Luis Julie. Or maybe for another time. My anxiety is through the roof right now. No one's coming in the chat, no one's even commenting. That's giving me more anxiety. I thought we'd have a few people in here. I thought there'd be a little bit of a conversation, but maybe next time. Like I'm speaking into a empty void, and no one's listening, it feels like, and that's just making me feel worse. And I try to tell myself to stay positive, but it's hard when people don't want you around. They despise you. They want your very existence to be over. They don't accept you. Well, I don't accept how they're treating me, and I'm going to fight back. My name is Ash Rendar, and I'm going to be a voice for trans in the Star Wars community. So make sure to subscribe. And I'll talk to you next time. Make sure to give me a follow on Twitter, because we're not done here. This is just getting started. May the Force be with you.